does indeed go to see the cell in which this is Barack Obama and his family on Robben Island, and where he does indeed go to see the cell in which Nelson Mandela was incarcerated, and in which indeed he blames his tuberculosis. But it is impossible to get away from the significance and the symbolism of America's first black president here in the corridors of the very prison and at the very cell in which Nelson Mandela was incarcerated.
No, that's right. It is deeply, deeply symbolic. There is a sort of shared history in a way, and many people here in South Africa, even if they may not agree with all of his politics, are seeing President Obama almost as a successor to Nelson Mandela on a global scale. That's not to say that he hasn't had his detractors, though I have to say here in Cape Town we haven't seen the demonstrations on the scale that we witnessed 24 hours ago in Johannesburg, in Soweto when President Obama was addressing young people there. But nevertheless, it is deeply, deeply symbolic. South Africa's first black president, critically ill in hospital, and Barack Obama, the United States, the first black president coming to visit here, a man who both men have broken through sort of glass ceilings, racial bars that held them back in the past. And so it is being seen as a very, very significant visit, as I said, given heightened poignancy, given the critical state of Nelson Mandela's health.
Obviously, our thoughts and prayers right now are with the people of South Africa, and more specifically the Mandela family. I will be traveling there over the next several days after I leave Senegal. I've had the privilege of meeting Madiba and speaking to him, and he's a personal hero, but I don't think I'm unique in that regard. I think he's a hero for the world, and if and when he passes from this place, one thing I think we'll all know is that his legacy is one that will linger on throughout the ages.
This is BBC World News. I'm James Kimarasamy. The headlines. Security is tight in Cairo, where tens of thousands of people have gathered to protest against President Morsi's rule, which began exactly a year ago. Demonstrations are taking place across the country. Mr. Morsi's supporters are holding their own rally at the presidential palace. President Obama is in Cape Town on the latest stage of his tour of South Africa. He's visiting Robben Island Jail, where Nelson Mandela spent 18 of his 27 years as a prisoner of the country's apartheid regime. At least 17 people, most of them civilians, have been killed in a car bomb attack on a security convoy in the city of Peshawar. It coincides with a visit to the country by the British Prime Minister David Cameron, and EU officials are demanding full clarification from the US over a claim that key EU premises in America have been bugged. And those are the headlines from BBC World News.